everyone. I have a special guest today. I'm here with my good friend Chizuru, and she also has midterm rentals. And my husband's in a hospital. He's recovering from a hernia surgery, and my photographer is coming tonight to photograph the unit. And I needed some help and moral support, so I reached out to my community, and Chizuru was nice enough to come over and help me out with last minute details. So let's find out a little bit about her.
Hello, my name is Chizuru Johnson. I am a nurse, but I also have midterm rentals. I midterm rent 2 rooms in my house, my personal residence, and we just opened a midterm rental in my son's townhouse. He is moving out of state, or out of town, and we've set his place up, and it seems to be pretty successful so far.
You know, the funny thing that I noticed about your midterm rentals is that they're all men. And, you know, you think when you're doing this that it's all going to be female nurses. So what kind of tenants do you have right now?
Right now I have some corporate tenants. So they've come from out of town from Canada, and they've rented the entire townhouse, and they're here for 109 days. So usually I have out of town professionals. Sometimes I do get travel nurses, but the majority of my guests are working professionals in the business field.
Now, I don't want to brag, but Chizuru is also a superhost on Airbnb. So what does that mean, and what does it take to be a superhost?
Well, what it means for me is I show up higher in the searches. But you know, we've been busy for so long, I don't even pay attention to that anymore. My places are rented out rather quickly, and actually if we want a break, we have to block out time on our calendars. And so it means I'm busier, it's more business, more cash flow, and what it took to get there for us is our place. Number one thing people say about our place, it's super clean. Of course, as a nurse, I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, but we keep our place super clean. We're really friendly, and we actually enjoy our guests. So my husband and I like to go for hikes, like to go out in nature, and we often invite our guests to go with us if they're available, especially when they're from out of town. We love to brag about how beautiful the Northwest is.
Shh, it's our secret.
So we take them with us to show them the area. We've had people from Virginia, we've had someone from Texas, we've even had people from Taiwan and Colombia. Lovely guests, and so we enjoy them. We make them as comfortable as possible. If it's a holiday such as Easter or Halloween or Thanksgiving, we invite them to celebrate in our activities. So some of them actually become friends. So that's what we do. Great customer service, a very clean, safe environment. We have some antiques in our rooms, so it's not IKEA furniture. It is quality furniture. And one thing I do want to mention is because we Airbnb 2 other rooms, we do allow people, and it's longer term, midterm, we allow people to use our kitchen, but it can get crowded if everyone's hungry at the same time. So from time to time, we will also make a little bit of a larger meal and invite our guests to join with us. And I know not everyone's able to do this because they have midterm rentals outside of their home, but it's just something extra that we do.
So Chizuru is on Airbnb, and we're going to talk about that. But first, I want to talk about the platform that I'm thinking about being on. Now, I recently did a coaching session with Erin of Erin and James Real Estate, and her recommendation was Airbnb, Avail, and Zillow Manager. So she didn't recommend Furnish Finder, and that was something that I was wondering about, because when I'm on all the platforms, and there's a lot of love and hate for Furnish Finder. Either it works great for you or it doesn't. So I don't know what platform I should do. Do I follow what Erin says? Do I just stick with Airbnb that Chizuru uses? Or do I try them all and see which one I get booked with first? I don't know. That sounds kind of fun. So talk about Airbnb.
So I began using Airbnb 4 years ago. They were the first and only platform that I have used. So at the time, all I'd heard of was Airbnb. I was new to this, and so that's what I went to. And I listed my property on there. I checked out the area, and at the time, 4 years ago, Airbnb wasn't as popular. We didn't have as many hosts in the area, so I felt comfortable putting myself on there. I think I counted maybe 7, 9 other hosts in my area. I went on there, and we were booked or had an inquiry rather quickly, and we weren't ready yet. So I already knew that this was going to be something good for us. So we've been using them for 4 years. We have had some great experiences and some not so great experiences. Where Airbnb has improved their customer service. So for the past year, when I've called in to resolve an issue, it's been done professionally and it was fair. What I am suggesting for anyone wanting to start using Airbnb as their platform is go onto Facebook. There are multiple Airbnb user groups. Join those groups and read what other hosts are experiencing. They will also tell you, you can get advice on how to resolve issues. So for minor issues, I'm just resolving it directly with the client, with the guest, rather than calling Airbnb, because it seems like every time I call Airbnb, I'm on the phone for at least an hour. My time is valuable. They're not paying me for my time. So if it's easy, take care of it with the guest. And most people are very reasonable and easy to work with.
That is some great advice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's get some tips about setting up your MTR. This is my first time. I think I have everything. I'm not 100% sure. So what tips do you have for us?
So I will start from my experience 4 years ago. Again, I was a newbie. I went onto Airbnb. I checked out the other properties that were located around me. I took a look at what they look like, the quality of their furnishings. I also took a look at the amenities and the prices they were offering. So from that, I was able to set my first price. And I noticed how they decorated. Since I'm half Asian, we have a lot of Asian decor. I put some of that in the rooms, but also my husband is from Arizona. So we have Native American rugs and some pottery, some different things from that region. And so one room is a little bit toward the Asian style. And then the other room has Native American woven rugs hung on the walls. So that's one thing you want to do, stand out, be a little different than everybody else. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. Now, down the road for the MTR we just opened this month, I am now aware of different sites such as AirDNA, STR Insights, and you can go onto those websites. It's there's some free information. Of course, the best information is if you subscribe, but you're able to see what your potential ROI will be for the number of bedrooms that you have, the average rents that the other hosts are collecting in the area, so you can at least run your numbers to see if you want to pursue a property or move forward. So again, I did the same thing. I went onto Airbnb and VRBO this time, and I took a look at what's in my area, how much, and there's a lot more properties available now than before. And I also took a look at, again, how are they decorated, what is their pricing, availability, their location, and I got to tell you, there's some gorgeous properties in Ridgefield. And so we had gray tile countertops, gray flooring, gray painting on the walls. So I said, this isn't going to do. So I actually did most of it, but I learned how to demo a tile countertop. And my husband helped me too when it came to the stain, because he was the only person strong enough to just connect everything for me. I couldn't do it myself, but we demoed that. We had quartz countertops put in. They're white with some light gray veins running through it. And then we had white subway tile backsplash. It looks very clean, very elegant, and it's now bright instead of all that gray. And it kind of softens the look, a little bit more feminine, sleek look, which I like. One caution about white quartz countertops: if you set utensils on there, metal utensils, anything metal, there's a high possibility of marking the countertop. And I discovered that unfortunately when the countertops were 2 days old, but they're still beautiful, and the gray mark matches the gray veins they're also running through, but it's still a beautiful countertop.
Okay, wait. I have just pure white quartz. But quartz, we're talking about quartz here. So one of the workers must have had a belt buckle on, or the button from his jeans, and he was putting in the mirror over the vanity, and there was nothing but just gray scratches all through the front of it. But we got it out with, mystery eraser, is that what it's called?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try that.
So a tip. Now, don't go crazy with it, okay? But try mystery eraser. I got it out.
Thank you.
All right, what else? Any other tips?
Yes, and your bedding and your towels, they are super important. Get quality items. Don't go cheap. We, in the new townhouse, while we do have some cotton bedding, I personally in the past have really liked Costco's bedding. But I also gone to Wayfair, and then recently my son turned me on to some bamboo sheets. They were so soft and luxurious.
Like butter.
Like butter. So I ordered some of those. They're in our new townhouse. Haven't had feedback yet, but they felt so wonderful against my skin. Also with towels, don't go cheap. Buy quality, thick towels. There are some out there that are fast drying. And so that is my recommendation. Things that people are going to touch, make it feel nice.
All right. Thanks so much for the tips.
Welcome. My pleasure.
Okay.
I want to say thank you to Chizuru for taking the time to give us some insights on being a rock star MTR landlord. And just so you know, she's also an award-winning artist. She does photography, she's a designer, and she also does alcohol inks. And so if you need some artwork for your midterm rental, well, I think you might just want to give her a shout out through her contact, which could be from email to Instagram, and see if you can work something out.